I'm Spencer.
Yes, I did just win Evo. Thank you. It is your boy, JJ. Goodbye.
Who are you on the phone with?
Oh, well, you know, it was Mr. Wizard from Tekken.
Wow.
I just sent her a message.
I'm Spencer.
Oh, my God.
And we're here to do a review.
An in-depth analysis
Mm-hmm.
of
Tekken 7.
Something about revenge.
This is for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox
1000.
One, 1000.
And the PC?
The PC,
Yep.
1000. Tekken 7 is, of course, the newest game from Tecmo, right? Namco. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Namco.
you're right. Namco Bandai.
Namco Bandai.
Namdai.
Of course,
Namco.
the legendary series has been going on since the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, it's been a fucking minute when you really think about it.
Yeah.
It's like back in the 80s, I think, or something. Wasn't it?
Really? That far? No. it couldn't
No,
have gone that far.
guys, early 90s, very early. Because what, PlayStation was like 91 or 92, something like that?
I think
94?
94, 95.
Yeah, something like that. So
Yeah.
it's been a fucking minute, man. And it's back.
And it's back.
And it's fucking baller.
Baller?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, let's hit it with the basics. So, I mean,
Tekken 7's pretty traditional 2D fighting game, right?
no! Sucker! Buster! It's a 3D fighter, making use of the foreground, the background, and so it's X, Y, and the Z axis, right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. You know it. Sort of roster-wise, this is definitely more of a little bit more toned down. Roster-wise, they wanted to sort of bring in some of the crowd favorites, get rid of some too, and then like sort of strengthen just the focus of the game as a whole. This is actually the first Tekken where they've really started doing guest characters.
Yes, I noticed there's a character from Street Fighter,
Yeah,
and there's a character from SNK.
he's getting ready to
Geese,
geese. Yeah,
not to be mistaken with Goose.
his twin brother, who's actually a good guy. But yeah, Geese and Akuma.
Akuma, yeah.
Fuck, we might even see a what's it called character in it, a virtual fighter character. Which
That'd be like from Sega.
yeah, I'd be down. Give me Akira. I will play that game till the end of time.
Really?
Akira's my boy. But yeah, you know, they got a lot of those characters on the way. It's really cool to see like sort of the roster is very much a mixture of like some characters from Tekken 3, but not a lot of crowd favorites. Like Lei Wulong isn't in it. I think it's Martial Law, isn't it? Or I get them mixed up.
I remember Law.
Yeah.
I don't.
They're father and son. That's why they look alike. It's not because they're both Asian, all right?
Oh.
Let's just point that out there.
I think
Raven's not even in it. Master Raven is in it now, which is the master.
Is King in it?
King is in it. Armor King is not. So that's like a weird thing.
I don't know who Armor King is.
Armor King is like, Armor King killed King's like mentor or something like that or whatever. So like King's chasing after Armor King the entirety of like the Tekken series. And Armor King, I think normal King is more focused on grapples. Armor King is more about, they're both luchadors, but Armor King is more about striking and all that stuff and doing like power hits and stuff. But this King iteration has like sort of a mixture, I think they said. I never played King. That's Troy's character. But yeah.
So what's the story in Tekken? And be brief, because I know in these fighting games they make these stories. They have to include like 26 characters in the stories.
Well, yeah. There's more of a narrative, or there's more of a focus on the storytelling in this one. They're doing it very much like how you'd see an Injustice game now or something like that, where you switch roles between characters. You play as a lot of characters, but ultimately, sort of the main character of this one is Heihachi, trying to reclaim the Mishima Zaibatsu, which is the organization that he created, to stop his son Kazuya, who has the devil gene. He's got the one red eye, and he can turn into that dragon form and stuff like that. He's ultimately trying to kill him, of course. And don't think that Heihachi's a good guy, but in this one, he doesn't really get painted as a bad guy. You hear about Kazuya's mom, which is Kazumi, which is Heihachi's wife, and you see a different sort of side to Heihachi, which is kind of cool to see. And then like it's obviously like there's more on the line, and this is like the end of the Mishima like blood feud and stuff like that, and it's kind of neat. I fuck with it.
Good.
Fuck with it. But yeah,
Fuck it good.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Some characters definitely do not have relevancy. When you actually beat the game or beat the story, then they open it up to like real quick. It's literally one fight per character where they show off them doing some story event, and some of them are so fucking dumb. Like Josie's, who's a great character, replaces Bruce. Sort of fights the same, and her thing is she runs into a bear and she fights the bear, which is Kuma.
Oh, right.
And no one fucking cares.
Well, Tekken 3 is the only one I've played, so that's where all my history in the series comes from. Was that even 2D? Was that 3D?
It was all 3D.
They're all 3D. Oh
Well,
my
I
god.
mean,
I don't
yeah,
know
you
anything.
can. I think it wasn't until 3 that you can move into the foreground and background, though. I think. I forget. I don't remember.
Well, I remember Tekken 3 having just crazy characters in it. Like there was the bear, Akuma. There was the wooden guy,
Mokujin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the little T-Rex,
Gone.
Yeah. Who I loved.
Who never showed up again, by the way.
Oh, really?
I don't think he ever did. Yeah.
Just like his name.
Yeah. Gone with the wind.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he was not a
He was
good choice.
extinct.
Like that joke. But where am I? Anyway, yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of.
Are there weird characters in this one like that?
There were supposed to be some weird characters. I don't know if you know of Roger. He's the boxing kangaroo.
No, I didn't know.
He was in Tekken 3.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually wasn't in this Tekken because of, I don't know if you've seen that viral video, that dude that punches that kangaroo when he's like fucking with his dog. He just comes up to it and he punches the kangaroo in the face, and the kangaroo's like, and then he gets his dog and goes away.
We realize this could get dangerous.
Let it go, dogs, let's go. Now the dog's coming.
Well, we're not sure what's going on here, but the Roo has...
He's defending his dog. So,
Yeah.
like, stop being a prick. But
But when that happened,
Harada, who's, yeah, he was just like, oh, we probably shouldn't put that in there. He's like, we'll have it in the Japanese release, but not in the American. I was like, well, that sucks for
We're too
any
sensitive.
Roger mains. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not going to Evo with this character, you know? But, you know, they added a bunch of actual characters now that I think about it. Some of the new characters, they got Gigas, who's this really big buff dude. He's supposed to be like a competitor to Jack. 7 is this iteration of Jack. Katarina, who I play, she uses it's French like kickboxing style. I forget what it's called, like sambo or something.
She's got this really big hit
Personality.
radius.
Yeah, sure, whatever. There's also Lucky Chloe, who's a B girl, so she breaks, which who was initially.
Oh, because B-boys are the boys that break.
Yeah, so I was actually gonna play her, and then people were like, she's the worst character in the game. I was like, oh. So
But that's your thing.
that is my thing, but she's really bad.
Oh, okay. Just not a good.
Yeah, there's Shaheen, who my brother likes. He's a Middle Eastern player. Apparently, he's like really hot to women. You guys got some.
Oh, like real women?
Yeah, like he's got really good facial hair. So, hey, good bone structure will get you far, you know.
I have that problem too.
Yeah, all the time, right? Look, that's why you're rocking the beard.
Mm-hmm. And the bones.
I'd fuck you right now if we weren't on camera.
More reason to do it.
More views. So, I mean, with all that stuff in mind, there's a lot of new characters. They even introduced, obviously, Akuma. Geese is scheduled to come out, I believe, in like September timeframe. And then there's also Eliza, who is like the Tekken version of a Street Fighter character, which is kind of cool. So these guest characters, Eliza is technically a guest character. She's from Tekken Revolution. Eliza, Akuma, and Geese all have their inputs from their like they have like fireball inputs. So down, forward, punch does an actual fireball.
And Capcom's totally cool with having Akuma in the game.
Yeah. They're really, they have a really good working relationship with Tekken, or with Namco Bandai. So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, they did Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
That's true.
They did that thing.
I remember that.
There was a huge. They were actually Harada and Yoshinori Ono used to make fun of each other all the time on Twitter and stuff. So it was nice to see.
Gotcha.
So yeah, no, they have a great relationship. You know who has a bad relationship though is Dead or Alive and Tekken, because Dead or Alive thinks Tekken is an easy game.
Really?
Well, Team Ninja, yeah. That's why they only got what's it called on there. They got Virtual Fighter on there, because Virtual Fighter is an incredibly hard fighter. And then they're like, yeah, we can do King of Fighters. They put my Shireen on it. Also, she got big moves, so they're like, sure, do it. So all that stuff in mind, it's very easy to see there's a lot of variety as far as the characters and what they want to do for, you know, just like branching out, reaching out to other people. Because some people who never played Tekken can pick up Akuma, go, hey, I played Akuma, fight sort of the same way. Oh, this is cool. I get the fundamentals down, you know, and kind of go from there. Same thing with SNK players and whatnot. So that's nice. Graphically, you know, game I believe runs on the Unreal Engine. Still looks good. It's Unreal Engine, so what do you expect?
Yeah. I noticed they had a lot of like the environments feel really big.
Yeah, they've done a lot of things for like the environment as far as like when a new round starts, it'll be a different time of day, or it'll be like a weather condition, so it might be raining.
Yeah.
Or if it's what's another one? One of the other things that they do is they have like these clutch moments. So like say for instance, me and you are both low on health. We do an attack at the same time. The game slows down and zooms in to show who's going to get it first. It's kind of cool. It's like overtime for Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's like a hype generator. I was going to be like, So it's like a hype generator. So like the camera will zoom in and then it's like so it's cool to see. It's
kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. You see it in like tournament and in a tournament scene, it gets really crazy. And people go, you know, it's nice.
Well, speaking of that, as far as Evo and tournament play goes, where does this fall in?
In the sense of what, like the hierarchy or
Hierarchy,
something?
yeah. Like what's the top game and where does this stack compared to that?
So it definitely does depend on the tournament that you go to. A lot of people might say Street Fighter's the top. It did have a lot less numbers for Evo this year, so I don't know if it's Street Fighter, but there's some games here and there that are depending, right? Like depending on the environment you're in, one might be a little bit more popular than the other. Evo, it's Capcom run. So of course. Capcom games,
so they put their Street Fighter top bill.
Yeah, Street Fighter's the last game that gets played.
Okay.
So it's like the great grand finals.
Where do you think it falls in? As far as, so like a lot of times fighters, from what I can see, because again, I'm completely oblivious to fighting games, but I mean, I've played them here and there. But there's some fighters that are meant to not be competitive. Like they'll still be 60 FPS because they want to be, you know, playable competitively. Right. But they're not necessarily built with competition completely in mind. Like maybe a Mortal Kombat type game where it's like...
Well, Mortal Kombat is like not... Since Mortal Kombat 9 has been more competitive driven, but I hear what you're saying.
Like the game is, you know, it's a sound fighter, but it's more like...
Pick up, play with your friends.
Play with your friends, do a cool execution, break their back, yada yada. Yeah. Doesn't mean to say that it's not competitive, but it's not necessarily the primary focus.
It definitely knows what it's trying to be in that regard.
Whereas a game, when I think of pure competition, and you would know better than me, but I think of Virtua Fighter, I think of, I guess, Street Fighter, but there's so many iterations that I'm sure there's one that's better than the other. I think of, those are the two that kind of immediately come to mind.
So, I mean, when you look at Street Fighter, yes, Street Fighter 2.
And I guess I would have put Arc System Works as of late that I know of.
Yeah, Arc System Works, both of their games were on there. Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue were both in Evo.
Yeah.
Playing at a high level, watching some really cool, fights. I watched the highlights after the fact. Really cool to see, even though I don't play Blaze Blue anymore. But as far as that game goes, I would say it's the premier 3D fighter. My favorite is always going to be Dead or Alive, because I love Dead or Alive. I love Virtual Fighter, but it's
they don't make those anymore.
They don't make them anymore.
When was the last Virtual Fighter?
Final Showdown. It's Xbox Xbox 360.
They're not gonna make another one.
Yeah, right? Like we're done. No,
That's a bummer.
it was Final Showdown, and so Sega takes balancing more seriously than any other company I know of, in the sense that they literally got rid of a character because that character had an unfair advantage for their hitbox. Like they took out a crowd favorite. They figured out they needed the technology to make it to where the hitbox was easier to work with. So they took him out in the meantime. It was a sumo wrestler. I forget his name because I don't play that motherfucker. But they take that shit very seriously, and that game played at a high level is amazing to watch. But it's more popular in Japan than it is in America, so it doesn't get as much play out here.
So you'd put Dead or Alive higher than Tekken?
In my, to me, because I grew up on Dead or Alive more than I did on Tekken. But at the same time, Tekken has changed with the times a whole lot better than Dead or Alive has. Dead or Alive, we're at 5 now for Dead or Alive.
Final round, was that the last?
Yeah, or last round.
Last round.
And that was like the added bonus where they added all the characters and all this other stuff. And it's still a great game. I like it, but there's certain things fundamental-wise in that game that aren't in, like Tekken, for instance, versus Dead or Alive. If I hit you in Dead or Alive, it's all about keeping pressure by constantly hitting you. You can break out of any attack by countering and guessing where I'm going to hit you next. One of 4 areas I'm going to hit you. And then if you get the counter, you stop my pressure. If you know the character enough or if you know the fighter enough, counters are where you want to go. With Tekken, it's about taking my jabs, kind of going in there a little bit and going, all right, let me feel out the person. It's more akin to Street Fighter. Whereas Dead or Alive is sort of more akin to, I don't think it's akin to anything really. It's just very offensive heavy as a fighter.
Don't know why that was on.
Fuck it. So
Supposed to turn on my pocket. The wiener just
yeah, right.
the play button.
This shit. It's jerking itself off right now.
Anyway,
So, but in a hierarchy sense, there's a lot more going on, like in Tekken, as far as like fundamentals, things you need to keep in mind, things to take advantage of, skills learned, than in Dead or Alive. At least as far as Dead or Alive's last iteration. And
how many? Now that I'm trying to catalog them, in my brain. How many 3D fighters are there today? Isn't it kind of like everyone wants a 2D fighter, really?
Yeah, Tekken.
Because I mean, like, you don't even count
Virtual Fire, Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
Yeah,
When was the last Soul Calibur?
Soul Calibur 5, and then they haven't made one since.
Soul-
Dwindling sales. I think
Soul
it is.
Calibur 5 was Xbox 360? You can't even count that, can you?
Yeah.
They're not going to keep playing that, right? The only game they would keep playing is like Smash Bros. Melee. Do they play, or Street Fighter 3? They still play?
What, Third Strike?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's side tournaments for it. Same thing for Capcom vs SNK too. Great fighter. Needs rebalancing like a motherfucker, but great fighter.
But I mean, you wouldn't even count like Dragon Ball Xenoverse or anything. That's just
No, people are trying to get Tenkaichi to be one. Budokai Tenkaichi, I think it was. And it's like, it just doesn't work. And the same thing with people are trying to do that right now for Final Fantasy.
Dissidia?
Dissidia, they're trying to turn it.
Dissidia 2? Or
Yeah,
whatever the one they're coming out with?
Yeah, it's like, whichever one it's called.
That doesn't even look like a fighter. That looks like an arena-based game.
You can be surprised sometimes, for sure, but I do have to agree, as of right now, it doesn't really look like it. But 3D fighters aren't really, it's a hard area to sort of break into. I'm sure I'm forgetting one. I just can't remember them all off the top of my head because I don't really.
Do they all kind of focus on? Because if you think about it, Tekken and maybe Dead or Alive, but they all kind of follow a circle. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Like a ring?
Well, it's like a ring. Even though because the person moves and like the camera like spins like to make it,
pivots
to pivot with you. So it's always kind of a circle, even though it's supposed to be 3D. It's almost still 2D in a way, but it gives you the ability to dodge side to side or move side to side.
Yeah, side step looks big on those.
Like, is that the only way to make a 3D fighter, or do you think they could get away with like a Dissidia or whatever Dissidia was doing?
Dissidia or like Air Guys. Or
Yeah,
something
Air
like
Guys. But the Air Guys was never competitive, was it?
No, I don't think so. Still cool to see, but competitive probably not.
Fun to watch.
Yeah. Who likes Omni Slash? And getting Omni Slash and losing half your health. I used to remember how to do it. You had to do 2 full circles into a throw. Like do it twice and then where. I eventually picked up on it. And that's how I learned to do SBD for Zangief. But anyway, but yeah, no, there's other stuff that comes into play. Obviously, it makes combat a little more complicated because now you're looking at, in Street Fighter, if you press a button, it has this max effective range no matter what. If you're playing Tekken and you press a button, maybe it kicks outward. So like it kicks like this. So if I strafe to this direction, I can avoid the attack. If I strafe this way, I made a bad move. Okay. So there's a little bit more, it's more of a thinking man's game in that regard, which is cool from like a fighter perspective, but sometimes that creates a higher barrier to entry. That's why games like Dead or Alive do lead off a sex appeal, I'm not gonna lie, but they also do make certain aspects of the fighting easier, and they put an emphasis on something else to make it more entertaining. Virtual Fighter is all about being the hardest freaking 3D fighter out there. And Dead or Alive is about probably being the most accessible.
Okay, so Tekken falls somewhere in the middle?
In the middle. Tekken can scare people away. Like, if you're looking at it normally, you go like, oh, okay, I'll play as like fucking Eddie Gordo, right? And then you go, oh, I want to play as Jin now. And then you're like, I gotta do what to do his most basic combos? What the fuck, you know? And then now you're like trying to do this forward, neutral, down, forward to do an electric wind godfist attack.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, I have to do that how many times? You know, per combo? What the fuck? Like, I need to have 100% execution on this one ability to make this character good? Fuck this character. Let me try another character. And then you try another character. Maybe you try Horong or something. And he's a Taekwondo character. And then you're like, I need to memorize fucking 150 moves? Like, what the fuck? And I need to know which leg is forward in order to know which kick I'm throwing out? Fuck that. Let me play the boxer from fucking... from England. You switch over to Steve, same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I need to learn 150 fucking moves!
And he's the one that has the stances.
Yeah, well, I mean, so does Horong. A lot of characters have stances, but yeah, like, fuck. There's a lot of shit to know about these characters.
How do you balance a game like this?
You release it 2 years before the game actually comes out in arcades, and then you have competitive players play it over and over. That's literally what they did. Tekken 7's been out for a minute in arcades.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, well, we're gonna release it again and call it, is it Fated Retribution? No, that's Tekken 6. It's Tekken 7, like, yeah, fucking Vengeance on Your Blood or something. I forgot what it's called. There's a
Vengeance
subtitle.
All over your nuts.
Yeah, there's like Bloodline Rebellion. There's, yeah, whatever. But yeah, balancing a 3D fighter, in my opinion, is harder than a 2D fighter. Because you got so much more shit to account for. So many more ways you can abuse a move.
It's still 60 FPS, right?
Yep. Any competitive fighter has to be 60 frames per second, which is why we're for Dissidia.
I have one question I'm saving for the very end, but my assumedly last question.
Okay.
Wait, where does this stack up as far as your favorite fighters currently?
So my favorite fighting game, period, is a tie between Third Strike, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, because that's my favorite Street Fighter character, Makoto. It's the first time she ever shows up. The definitive Street Fighter, in my opinion. Like, this girl's just straight from karate. And she's like, I can make the ground shake because my fundamentals on a karate chop are so ridiculous. Like, I can make anybody fucking hit the ground from that. Fucking beast. She's an amazing character. But it's that and CVS 2, Capcom vs. SNK 2, which is the first time I really got introduced to King of Fighters and Fatal Fury and Art of Fighting characters in depth that way. And I think it's Last Blade characters as well. And Samurai Showdown characters.
I guess more of my question would be, because that's interesting too, but more of my question would be like current...
yeah, shut the fuck up.
current gen fighters.
Current gen fighters.
Like
so,
that are out, that everybody, you know, go into the store, they got their options.
So I didn't do a review on it, but I didn't really like Injustice 2.
Oh.
All things considered. Was not my favorite fighter. Just because I think there was some things lacking, in my opinion, on that game. And as a Western developer, they haven't learned from their mistakes with other characters that they've made that NetherRealm Studios has made. So that one's out.
Okay.
I don't play Dead or Alive anymore. I love a majority of the characters in that game. I think they're great. I like the concept. There may be 7 ninjas in Dead or Alive. I think Hayate, Ayare, Kasube, Hayabusa. What's her name from what's it called Ninja Gaiden? Momoji. That's 5.
I gotta get Rachel into that.
Alpha. Rachel, isn't it?
Oh really?
Yeah, she's fucking powerful too.
I might need to pick that one up.
I might need to check that out. There's got to be another one, but either way, all those, I think there's actually 7. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting one, and they all feel a little bit different. Even Alpha and Kasumi, who are technically the same person. Alpha's a clone of Kasumi. Oh wait, yeah, it's the it's not Alpha. It's called something else. But yeah, it's a clone of Kasumi.
Mm-hmm.
They're varied up. It's great. I like it, but I don't play the game anymore, so it doesn't really. That one's out too. Street Fighter V, I don't play too much. I've been thinking about going back to it, but they announced Abigail, and I really don't give a fuck about that character. So, probably out.
Oh, really? That's I'm surprised.
So the only game that I'm actually looking into right now that might stand up, because Tekken's the only fighter I'm playing right now. The only game that might stand up to it is Marvel, which does drop in September.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Well, with a story like that, how could it be good?
So yeah, but as far as the hierarchy, it's at the highest right now.
So you like it the most right now?
Well, if you're first in a race of one person, does that really make you the best? So it's just
a bunch of games you don't want to play them anymore.
Well, I played Street Fighter a lot. Street Fighter V a lot. I played Injustice fairly a lot, but I feel like they don't have an intent to really truly balance. I feel like they just want to tweak, but it's never going to balance. It's just going to create another situation. Oh, you know what? No, Guilty Gear still ranks higher. I take that back. I love Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear is fucking awesome. As far as a fighter that draws from like rock culture so heavily and does it so well, like there's a podcast I was watching where they're like, so it's a bunch of Japanese people who didn't really know anything about rock, putting all these rock references, and he's like, you don't understand. He's like, when there's a culture that hasn't experienced that culture first, they try harder.
Right. It's like Nightmare Before Christmas.
What do you mean?
But for rock music.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Like all these Halloween people, and then they're like, we don't want to see what Christmas is about.
This guy's name is Slayer. You're gonna love it. This guy's ability is called Ride the Lightning.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, fuck it. Why not?
Go
Chip
for it.
Zanuck, it's a German band. You'll fucking love it.
Yeah.
It's so random, but
That's
it's
great.
I love that game so much. Part of my childhood. Slayer's my favorite character, without a doubt.
That's the vampire that doesn't die?
Dude, fucking coolest character, man.
Yeah.
He just gives up. He's like, you fucking bore me. You win. Like, you never beat Slayer, you know? And that's like a cool thing to me. But, you know, all that stuff, keeping all that stuff in mind, as far as like fighters, it's second right now, though.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff going on with it. You get the option of like, there's a lot of customization. You can customize your characters, you can customize the music that you play. You can, at least on PlayStation, to a sense where you can play any Tekken game's music on any stage, on any round. A lot of my shit's Tekken 3's music because I really like Tekken 3's music.
Apparently that's the cutoff for a lot of people.
Yeah, Tekken 4 wasn't that good. Tekken 4, if you're talking about games that didn't really appeal to a competitive level, Tekken 4. Mainly it had uneven levels, the character design wasn't all that hot. I remember playing in the arcades and being like, whoa, I'm fighting on a hill. You know, it's weird. So
would you, I'm guessing I know the answer, but would you recommend Tekken 7?
I would recommend Tekken 7 for $60 for someone who loves fighters and is looking for a new fighter. I would recommend it probably around 50 or 40 if you're like, hey man, I gotta cop that new Tekken. Whatever the case is. If you're not into fighters and you're looking for a fighter to get into, just in general, like, I don't know, you saw Evo this year and you're like, fuck it, I'm not gonna play Street Fighter, but man, that Tekken looks pretty ridiculous. I'd get it for around 40. I would also look to, if you can, get it on PC. The reason why is because PC has lower load times, better connections, and it has mods.
Oh, it's got the mod. Oh, I think I remember.
It's got
that.
mods, yeah. Which
Remember
only
some
you
game
can
had
see, granted, but that's all that counts.
Mhm.
I don't care if this dude doesn't know that I'm fucking Goku.
And then the last and most important question
Mhm.
is: have you played it on VR?
I did. It fucking blows. All it is it's the exact same screen you normally see, except I can turn my head now.
Oh, I thought they were gonna do a thing where you're
I thought it was too.
gonna punch
No, I can't play Eddie Gordo and fucking
and
throw
throw
up.
up. Yeah, throw up all over yourself.
Yeah, no, it's none of that shit.
No.
So you just gotta kind of fucking deal with it. It's dumb. I don't like it. It's a cop out. They said something about adding new VR features, but you fuck it. Do not add. New
There's no way it was ever gonna be competitive with VR.
Oh fuck no!
So it's-
Come on, fuck no. No, there's a lot of steps that they've made. Tekken is definitely a step forward in fighting games in general. I'm talking like an arcade in Japan, arcades that would connect to the internet to have you fight someone on good connections, and the prevalence of both players starting left. So when you're playing in a fighting game,
Right.
Yeah, both players can start left, which sounds like a fucking weird thing, but like when you look at it, I'm playing on my screen, you're playing on your screen. We're both starting left. It means the camera's just on the opposite side.
Mhm.
So, you know, maybe if you have a preference for which side, it has fucked me, by the way, because when I'm on the right side, it feels so weird. I'm like, oh, this is disgusting, you know? So I always start left, and I'm just like weirded out by it. But yes, they've definitely done some things to improve it. The inclusion of the guest characters, very good. Very
Because
good.
it gets a lot of people in the door.
And there's probably going to be another. I think there's 2 more guest characters scheduled. So imagine if they did a. I don't think they're going to do a Dead or Alive character, but if they did a virtual fighter character, that's the first time a virtual fighter character outside of the cross zone Project X zone, whatever. That
Don't ever speak like that.
that they're actually like,
Ever.
like Akira fighting Akuma. You're fucking kidding me, son. I'd be all over that shit. Fucking, or if they get a Guilty Gear character in it, you get like Slayer, that'd be a little too much.
That's a little not Tekken. As much as
Goku?
as much as I think of the Tekken having bears and dinosaurs and stuff, I still think when I saw the newer Tekken, it reminded me like a little bit more grounded than Guilty Gear.
Woo!
Than Guilty
Woo!
Gear.
Yeah, there's some shit in that. But yeah, no, it's all around. It's got a lot of stuff going for it. I'd recommend picking it up. Story kind of fucking blows, but yeah, it's a fighter.
Can't play it then.
Whatever.
We play fighters for the stories, the deep narrative.
Fuck a tournament. All right.
Yeah.
What's the writing like? All right. Let me hear the
Characters trite.
pacing. I don't know. I just can't get behind their motivations.
That's the silliest thing I've ever heard.
Okay. Very
People
well.
complaining about Marvel, right? Marvel vs.
God.
Capcom because
Yeah.
the story mode looks weird.
Story mode sucks. Who cares?
Did you really need a reason?
Yeah. Dante and fucking Captain America
Really
are
go.
talking. You excited?
Anyway,
It's all fan service. Get over it.
I'm Spencer.
JD.
Thanks for watching.
Fuckers. No.